And human trafficking is an epidemic that is occurring worldwide. The United Nations estimates that over 2 million women and girls are taken from their homelands into other countries under false pretenses for the purposes of forced labor, domestic servitude, or sexual exploitation. Now, a recent report with the first global assessment on human trafficking indicates 4 million men, women, and children are bought and sold each year.
Trafficking in human is a global canker, sending several people being trapped in slavery all over the world. Ghana is described as a source, transit, and destination country for men, women, and children subjected to forced labor and sex trafficking. This modern-day slavery in the 21st century involves the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of the threat or use of force, coercion, abduction, fraud, and deception for the purpose of exploitation. Women, children, and also vulnerable men work in factories, fields, restaurants, hotels, homes, and in every facet of the sex industry. The Human Trafficking Acts of Ghana 2005 specified sanctions of between 5 and 20 years imprisonment for offenders. Yet the trafficking of Ghanaians, particularly children, within the country is more prevalent than the transitional trafficking of foreign migrants. Children are subjected to forced labor within the country in fishing, domestic service, street hawking, begging, pottering, artisanal gold mining, and agriculture. There is an emergence of fraudulent recruitment agencies that advertise locally for jobs abroad, generally in the domestic service and retail sectors. At least nearly 800 applications are received monthly at the Fingerprint and Criminal Records Unit of the Police CID, seeking clearance to travel to Kuwait alone. Other Gulf countries of high demand include Qatar, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. As a result, an increased number of Ghanaian women began migrating to the Middle East, with some subjected to forced labor or forced prostitution upon their arrival. Few fortunate ones return home, but with horrifying stories.
So I'm sleeping on the floor, have no breakfast. So when I wake up in the morning, finish the cleaning, I'll take my garri. Then the garri got finished. So I was sick because I don't eat and I have to work. The one day I went down to work, so I fall down there, and then I was just crawling on the floor. She came and called me, Juliana, why today you didn't work? I said, I'm sick. So you are sick, and so what? We pay for you a lot of money, so you have to work.
Efforts by the police to discourage the practice are yielding little result, as both the victims and traffickers have become participants.
Okay, so some very sad stories being told there, and we're going to continue with this theme right here in the studio. Now, with me I have, who's no stranger to the show as well, Chief Superintendent Patience Quay. She's the head of the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the CID here at the police headquarters. Good morning. We also have Mr. Eric Boache Piasa. He is the founder and director of The Right to Be Free. And the young lady who's sitting in the middle, who we've actually covered up for anonymity, her name for anonymity purposes as well will be Akosia. Now, she'll be giving us first-hand accounts of what she's actually been through, as she's actually been a victim of human trafficking as well. So good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning. Akosia, I'm going to start with you because obviously this centers around you being the victim, and we want to ensure that people know exactly what is going on out there. Akosia, what happened? What happened that you got into this situation?
To be frankly, I was not living in the country. I was working out of the country for some time, and when I came back home, everything was so much difficult because I still want to go back and back to the to outside any country, out of the country, to go and work. So from then, and I contacted one of my girlfriend in London, and she told me she doesn't have any help to help me apart from she has had some agency that he has had. He never see and he never worked for him before, but he want to give me the number if I can trace to get the agency to, then therefore he can tell me. For him a little bit money, but he'll get you a work to do, or a visa for me to be going up, coming, because so that he can seize me always. So what we was looking for, that was a London visa, or else a Dubai visa that I can be going, coming with the little bit money that I had.
Okay.
So I collect the number from my girlfriend, and I called him, and she just directed me. Please, can I give he directed me to his place that was a Canadian.
Okay.
So I went there. Truly, I also follow, because I don't live around. When I come like this, I don't have anybody around. So I used to go to my parents, or I sleep by a guest house for the next day go. So I don't have anybody around. So I went through there because I am looking for something, a help.
Okay.
So when I went there, I asked why I know him. He was my old, let's say, those days friend, a long time good close friend.
Okay.
So when I saw, I said, "Oh, Alaji," then we just hacked each other, and he told me, "Why are you here?" I told him, "I need a job, a work, and I need you to do me a favor. I have heard that Alaji is here. Some Alaji, he do visas and all that, so I need a visa to go and do my business." He said, "Oh, for you, the way I know you, there is not something that you have to spend money and be going up and down coming. I had a place that I want to take you, and that place there is a lot of money, $1,000. I never see 1,000 before, and then I never even see 100 before, talking about 1,000. That was a lot of a huge of money."
Yeah.
So I decided, the way he speak even changed my mind to go and continue, because what my dream that was from last year, not working to somebody. I'm a nanny, but not working, not being with somebody again, just having my own.
Okay.
So when he decided convincing me, I said, "Okay, how much will you take?" And by the way, now anything that happened to us from the past, let it be a past. Let's deal by business. How much do you think that it can take me there? And what is, tell me something when you go there, this or that. Let me know the issue or the business of the place that you are taking me.
So you asked him for the full truth about everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I asked him, and he told me, "You just, the way I know you and you know me, is nothing. Only a nanny, even only a nanny that you do. I know you are good. You are so kind. So I will get you a nanny work. I have already have some, and I think that what I want you to do for me." Do you have a passport? I said, "Yes, I have a passport, but how many years is it going to take?" He told me 2 years, and I told him, "My passport is 1.5 years that I have left. So what are we going to do? Are we going to renew it or what? Or another new one?" He told me I should get money. That was old current, 25 million.
Okay.
I should give him 25 million. And then he will do my medicals, he will just change the passport, he will do blah 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 and all that.
Okay.
Oh, I thought, 25 million is money, but it's not all that money. So
considering $1,000 a month, yeah.
Yes, to help me. So I know some of my little sisters and many out of the countries, they are working, well educated, but they are not having that kind of money and that kind of amount of money. But telling me, and somebody that I know, I don't even think that he's going to solve me or he's going to use me for something else, something bad. So I agree, and then I pay the money. When I pay the money, I asked him how many days is it going to take and when am I leaving, because I don't know anybody around and I have to go to my parents. He told me, "No problem. In 2 weeks' time, you just go with somebody." That was one of a guy. I should go with him. Please, can I mention the name?
No.
Okay.
No.
I should go with him, and that guy will take me to the medicals. That was in the Saudi Arabia embassy, medicals or something. So okay, fine, if you say so. And I asked him, am I going to pay any money? He said, no, only your TNT. So I paid between me and the guy, and we went. Everything goes on well from the beginning.
Okay, sorry, just because we don't have a lot of time. So where is it that you were sent to in the end?
I was sent to Saudi Arabia.
You were sent to Saudi Arabia.
Yes,
what kind of work did you end up doing there?
I ended up being a house help.
A house help. But they told you that you were going to be a nanny?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. And while you were there, were you being paid? Were you being fed?
No, I've not been paid. That was the main problem and the main thing that brought all this.
Were you abused in any way, physically, verbally?
Yes, please.
Okay. How long did this go on for?
When I went there, when I get to the Saudi Arabia, my first day, I did not sleep in my cafe's house. They took me to some rooms. They call it cells, government cells. That's where they took us. And many of us, some of them are those who are coming back home as my dear sisters, Ghanaians, in different countries. They took me there. That was where I realized that it is true that I was sold from my agency.
Okay. I'm going to focus on the two of you now. Now, Chief Superintendent, I want to ask you this now, because everything that Akosia is telling us, she knew the people that she was dealing with. They informed her that she was going to work, and she also wanted to go and work, to go and earn money. Now, at the point where she gets there and she realizes it's not the situation that she was sold into, is that still human trafficking, or is it basically, I don't know, deception? Because she went there to work. She still did work, although she wasn't paid.
That is human trafficking.
It is human
trafficking. And that is a strategy that people are using.
Okay.
And we always tell people that they are not strangers who will come to you. People that you know. People who are your pastors. People who are your friends. Your classmates. And therefore, when they give you such stories, you believe. Just as our sister believed that man because he knows him. But at the end of the day, when you get to your final destination, that is where you realize that all that the person told you was a lie. Okay. So that is the form of human
Mr.
trafficking.
Pierce, I mean, what are we doing in order to help people like Akosia when they're getting back? Because obviously they've gone through all kinds of turmoil. When they get back, reassembling in them or putting them back into society, how's that being done?
I think when they get back to the country, we try to help them with rehabilitation because they've gone through a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So we try to give them psychosocial counseling and then help them to find a way to reintegrate them back to the community. Mm-hmm. The most challenging part is that you need to help them set up a business. Like that's something they can do to make income on their own. Okay. So that's some of the plans that we used to help them. Just coming back to the question you asked initially. You see, trafficking involves three aspects: the act, the means, and the purpose. Mm-hmm. The act is that people are being recruited through what means? Through deception, through fraud, through this adoption and that kind of thing. Their case might be deception. Mm-hmm. People deceive people a lot nowadays. These days that their jobs here, jobs there, jobs over there, and most of them, when they end up going to this Gulf country, they come back with all kinds of stories. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things I just want to add to what Pat was saying.
And finally, Chief Superintendent, are we winning the fight against human trafficking? Because we seem to be having increasing numbers.
What the police is doing is that we need to collaborate with other agencies, because we have seen that the police cannot fight it alone, and therefore now we're working hand in hand with the Ghana Immigration Service and then the Foreign Affairs Ministry. We also want to partner with the Labor Department because they are the main agency that grant this certificate to the recruitment agencies. Okay. So we've decided to form a task force and then to make sure we visit all those agencies. And also we also want to look at education, to educate the public about the dangers of this trafficking that is affecting a lot of women. As we are talking now, we have a lot of women who are crying day in and day out, calling us to come and assist them. And one of the things that we are so happy is that some of the countries that they've been sending our ladies are now opening embassies here.
Okay,
so we're looking at a form of where we will get a safe labor migration, so that it can be controlled, because you cannot stop somebody from traveling. And therefore we are linking up with the International Organization for Migration, so that all of us will come together to make sure that such things are controlled.
Okay, and just lastly, before we actually wrap up, because we have run out of time, what would be your advice for anybody who has that need or that urge to make that kind of money that you wanted to also make, and go through the deception that you did?
The little bit one that I had is, even you are selling the water, no matter what, anything that you are doing, do not say that it is not. Fill it very well, and I want you to go ahead with it. Do not give up, because do not allow anybody also to deceive you that you're going to make, or I want to take you to this country, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that, because it is not true. And if you want to go, or you want to take a step like that, you must have your account, you know, you must have your own money. Yes, your own.
I'm going to have to cut you off, but I do actually thank you so much for coming in this morning and telling us your story. This has been Chief Superintendent Patience Quay, head of the Anti-Human Trafficking Unit of the CID headquarters, and Eric Wachipiansa, founder and director of The Right to Be Free, and of course, due to anonymity, Akwesi as well. Thank you so much for coming in this